Hi everyone, welcome back to track 2 Visual Perfection. Hope you had managed to get a chance to get your coffee. And we are up next with Veronica Gentili. It's a very exciting session up here. So Veronica Gentili is a Facebook marketing and ads expert with 9 years of experience. She's also a consultant for Ad Espresso and Hootsuite and Facebook professional media buying certified. She's also author of 4 of the most well-known Facebook marketing books in Italy. And she's also been a keynote speaker at some of the most important digital events. And thanks to her online academy, Veronica Gentili Academy has more than 8,000 professionals who have been trained to achieve results on social media. And we are talking about how to deliver successful Facebook ads after the cookie apocalypse, which is the iOS update. I think this is a very important topic for many people who are running Facebook ads or Instagram ads. And without this, cookie permission, what's really going to happen? And Veronica is going to cover that. However, unfortunately, because she's not able to join us live today, so we do have a pre-recorded session of from her. And for any questions for Veronica, I will leave an email address in the chat session, so you can email her directly if you have any questions about the session. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hi, welcome to this speech. I'm Veronica Gentili, and today we'll see how to deliver successful Facebook ads after the cookie apocalypse and the iOS update. So I'm pretty sure you are curious to know how to overcome this big change that impacts all of our campaigns. So if you are in, you can tag me wherever you want. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok. And if you want to mention me on Instagram stories, this is my handle, Veronica Genti, and this is my hashtag, VG Academy. So just a short presentation, a short introduction about me. I've been among the 50 most influential people in ad tech. As per Ad Weekly. I'm a digital entrepreneur, I'm a social media marketing and ad expert. I have more than 11 years of experience, and I'm also a Facebook professional media buyer. I've been certified by Facebook, and I trained thousands and thousands of professionals in Facebook and Instagram advertising. I've been an Ad Espresso and Hootsuite ads consultant, so I've been coaching international brands for years, and I'm the author of 4 social media marketing bestsellers book in Italy. So this is just to introduce myself, and well, it's a big pleasure to be here today to the Social Conference Europe 2022, and I hope you will find a lot of useful tips here to increase your campaign's performances, because as we will see, we saw a lot of big changes in these last 2 years, especially these last 2 years. So it's pretty important to review our tactics, our strategies in order to achieve more results. So this is where we start from. 2020 and 2021 have been tough years, not just because of the pandemic, which is really tough, has been very tough, but we saw big changes also in advertising, especially on Facebook and Instagram, because we saw a decrease in targeting features. You can target no more people based on their gender preferences, if whether they are interested on social issues. You cannot target them because of this. This is because of privacy new rules. This is because Facebook, and when I talk about Facebook, I mean Meta. Meta wants to protect its users, so they stopped advertisers from targeting people with social features, or whether they are related to health issues. So you cannot target people based on interests on chemotherapy or other social issues. This has changed during the last year. Tracking became harder, and we'll see why it happened. This is mainly because of the cookie apocalypse. A lot of browsers have deprecated third-party cookies, so you cannot reach users based on their behaviors across browsers. And we have less data to optimize for. And this is also due to the iOS, the Apple tracking transparency. We will discuss about this in a minute. And also, we had to say goodbye to the 20 days attribution windows. We cannot track people across the 28 standard attribution windows as we used to do for years. Now we can track people just based on 1 day post view and 7 days post click. So we have a shorter time frame where we can track people based on our campaigns, and this is such a pain for many of us. So in order to resume all of this, what changed in the last 2 years? We saw a reduced tracking due to the progressive 30-part cookie deprecation and Apple tracking transparency. Apple prevent many ecosystems across this, also Facebook and Instagram, but not only this, all the apps that are located into the Apple Store, from tracking users unless they opt in to be tracked. And we'll see that a lot of users didn't opt in to be tracked. We have less targeting options due to user privacy updates. As we mentioned before, you can track no more people based on gender preferences, based on health issues, based on social political issues, political preferences. So you have less data in order to target your target persona, and we have less data to use in order to optimize our campaigns. And that's one of the biggest issues, because as you know, and as we'll see, the machine learning system relies on data in order to let us find people more likely to do the action we want the system to be optimized for. So if we want leads, the system helps us to find people more likely to convert into leads. But as we have less data, it's harder to optimize our campaigns. And we will discuss about that in a minute. And the point is that a lot of advertisers, especially a lot of professionals, a lot of marketers, didn't fully understand the impact of this change, which is huge. Take a look to this extract from this article from SNBC. There's an advertising saying that before of the iOS change, Facebook was generating 80% of the traffic the brand was sending to its product page, and now it accounts for 20%. That's a big decrease in traffic, and this is all related to the iOS change. We have less precise and granular data, we have less reliable data, and we have, in these days, delayed data, because as you know, due to the aggregated measurement settings, data are delayed up to 72 hours. So if a user converts today, you are not going to see that conversion today, but you will see that in 72 hours. So you don't know at this time precisely how many users are converting because of your campaigns, and this may affect your decisions, We have smaller custom audiences. We will see that in a minute, but I saw a decrease in my retargeting audiences, and a retargeting audience I was using for my clients up to 60%. This is because people is opting out of tracking. Browsers are, especially Safari, is preventing people from retract, and so you cannot retarget them easily. So this makes a retargeting campaign harder to be done, and so we see a big decrease in retargeting campaigns performances, and conversions and data are underreported. I'm pretty sure you saw over the last year, but also before, a big decrease in conversion reporting and in data reporting. Facebook is talking about a 50% underreporting since the iOS update. But to be fair, I saw an higher underreporting in some accounts. In these days, they said that they are fixing the underreporting system. They are trying to match more data, and the underreporting is estimated has gone from 15% to 7%. But I don't know, I see a much bigger underreporting here. And the impact of this change, as said before, is huge. Take a look at this, the worldwide daily opt-in rate after the iOS 14.5 launch across all apps has gone from 11 to 15%. This means that over 85% of iOS users are opting out of tracking, and so we are experiencing a big decrease in some audiences, in some campaigns, in some conversions. So if you experienced any price increase in the last months, consider that you are not alone. These are real screenshots from real accounts that saw an increase in cost per result of 139%, that saw an increase in cost per purchase of over 200%. The return on advertising spending. So a big decrease in many accounts. I don't know if you did experience that, but I did. It's been huge. This is a screenshot from one of my clients, and it saw a decrease of about 63% in return on advertising spendings. And I didn't talk about that, but also the CPC, the CPM had a spike in costs of over 100%. This is not just because of the iOS impact or the cookie third-party cookie deprecation. This is also because the competition has risen, and the bidding system on Facebook relies on an auction. So the more advertisers are bidding for that space, the more the cost is rising. So it's due to many things, but the point is that at this time, a lot of us, a lot of advertisers, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of marketers and professionals are experiencing a big change that we have not seen for years in the Facebook ecosystem, that leads to an increase in costs, a decrease in audiences, a decrease in conversions, and a big decrease also in sales. So that's where we start from. The Facebook ads golden age has gone. No more granular targeting, higher costs, much lower retargeting volume. Due to privacy concerns, data are becoming much lower and anonymized. Everybody is asking, and it's pretty fair to do not be tracked that much. Or however, people is experiencing a big concern about its privacy, and so the platform are acting in order to protect its user, which is the most important asset of social platforms, the user base. So this is where we start from. Has the Facebook ads golden age gone or not? This is what I'm going to share with you today, how to cope with this. I'm going to share with you 8 golden tips to win the Facebook ads change and to take a new approach because of these changes, because these changes are requiring a new approach, because we need to think as the Facebook ecosystem is thinking, and we need to change the way we manage our campaigns according to the new tools we have and the new strategy that are working. Because if you keep using the same strategies you have been using for years, they are not going to work. You will experience for months and for years, for the coming years, more and more frustrations, more and more troubles, because we need to change our mind. We need to adhere to this new ecosystem and understand how it works. So let's see how to cope with this. I think this is the 2022 Facebook Ads Survivor Framework. These are the best strategies and tools in order to deliver successful advertising. We have the Metapixel, the Conversion API, which is a super important tool that we need to implement in order to track our conversions and to keep retargeting people. The aggregated event measurement tool, which is very important to track conversions, and not only, we will discuss about that in a minute. Native custom audiences, as we will see, native custom audiences made by Facebook and Instagram are not impacted by the iOS and cookie progressive deprecation, so they are really useful. And the machine learning understanding. We need to understand how the machine learning system is working, and now we can use it in order to optimize our campaigns and reach our main goals. So let's start from the Metapixel. It's the same pixel we have seen for years. They just changed the name in Metapixel instead of Facebook Pixel because of the rebranding they did. Take a look at that. Go to the Event Manager dashboard. You can see that in your business suite or business manager dashboard. You have just to click on the main menu and then click on the event manager page and take a look at that. Are you tracking all the conversions occurring in your website through standard events? Are you using standard events, customized events? Are you using conversions in order to reach people more likely, not just to click, not just to like or comment or view videos, but to convert? You need to use the pixel and standard events in order to to try to reach people more likely to become a customer, to become a lead, to start a trial, to ask for a quote, and whatever it is. And if you go on the event manager page, you have also to check whether events are tracked correctly. Take a look at the diagnostics panel. Meta is telling you if there's any issue detected. So over time, take a look at that. Often believe me, because sometimes you may have issues, but if you do not take them in time, you may run campaigns optimized for something that is not tracked. So take a look from time to time to the event manager and see if there's any issue detected. Take a look at your events. Are they correctly tracked? If you click on details on any single event, you can see where it's been tracked, the event matching, is it working, the event deduplication, as we will see. Once you implement the conversion API, it's paramount to have your events deduplicated. Also, you have a bad tracking performance. The data freshness, take a look at this. And be sure that your pixel is correctly implemented in your website and also your standard events. Now the question is it the meta pixel enough? The answer is no. The pixel is no more enough, even because using the pixel, using the browser as your main tool in order to track and optimize conversions means that data can be lost due to loading errors and connectivity issues. On the other side, we know that third-party cookies are going to be deprecated. The Chrome browsers is going to deprecate third-party pixel cookies by 2023. So we need something stronger, something complementary in order to keep tracking our campaigns, in order to optimize our campaigns. And this is where it comes another very important tool, the conversion API. What's the conversion API? It's a tool that lets you track conversions on a server base. So it has discrete data control. It lets you have a better control over the data you share and why you share it. It strengthens data sharing, and it helps us to have a full funnel visibility, because with conversion API you cannot just track the website conversions, but also the CRM conversions that are happening through your CRM, like something like lower funnel events, like leads and stuff like that. You can also track those conversions with this tool. So you do need to implement this tool. You may find a lot of documentation about how to implement this tool into the Facebook Help Center. Keep in mind that you can implement that through a Facebook partner or manually, and you will need a developer by your side, or also as you are using tools like and CMS like WordPress or Shopify or Wix or Magento and stuff like this. You can use some pre-made integrations, so it's much easier to implement the conversion API. But I strongly suggest to you to implement this tool. Otherwise, you keep tracking just a small amount of conversions, and also your retargeting audience could be lower in volume. If you have already implemented the conversion API, let's check it. Also, you can do that through the event manager. Take a look at how you implemented that. What's the event matching quality score? You can dig down and see, for instance, if an event has a very low matching quality score. You can take a look at the duplication process, whether it's working, because events have to be deduplicated in order to be tracked correctly. The data freshness, you can take a look at this to see if you are tracking correctly. Also because sometimes conversion API implementation is pretty hard, especially when made manually. So take a look at that and be sure that it's fully integrated with the pixel, that is working fine, that you are not experiencing any the duplication issues, and you see on the here on the right that as you are having a low match quality, as you are having issues with duplication, it's you receive an alert. You have just to click on the event match quality or in the diagnostic panel, and Facebook is telling you what's going wrong, and also what you can do in order to increase the matching. Also, because whether the matching is low, the worse is the conversion tracking, and also the worst matching you're having with your audiences. So take a look at that. And this is the third tool you absolutely need to implement in order to optimize your campaigns, in order to run successful campaign. Obviously, if you are running conversion campaign and you want to optimize for conversions. Did you check the aggregated event measurement settings? What's that? It's a protocol that allows for measurement of web events from people using iOS 14.5 or later devices. You can find it into your event manager, so you will find the aggregated event measurement here, as you see in this screenshot. In order to modify the aggregated event measurement setting, you must verify your domain, and once you click on that, you'll be able to choose among your main conversions which are the most important conversions you want to optimize to. And it's very important to optimize, to choose the right conversions and the right priority among conversions in order to track conversions. So you just have to click on the main panel, verify your domain, and then you have to choose among 8 conversions from the lowest priority to the highest priority, and keep in mind that because only the highest priority event is sent whenever a customer takes multiple actions during a conversion windows, which is 7 days post click and 1 day post view, all other events may report numbers that are lower than expected, even if they are within the 8. What does it mean? That you have to tell Facebook, this is my most important events, such as purchase, such as leads, and these are the least important events, such as view content, such as, add to cart and stuff like this. And you have to choose the right order. Otherwise, it may happen that you receive a lot of view contents because you put them in the highest priority, but not the purchase conversions. So it might be confusing, no? This is because Facebook is reporting just the highest important events on the aggregated events measurement settings. If a user is doing more than one conversion event, so be careful and keep this in mind. On the other side, keep in mind that you have to choose what are your most important events to optimize for. Also because if you optimize your campaigns, as you see here, this is just an ad set, whether you have to choose among events which one you want your ad set to be optimized for. If you choose among your events an event that is not set up into the aggregated event measurement, this may lead to smaller audiences and less conversion reported because it's not tracked. Because Facebook is not going to track iOS users that opted out on this event. So you may not see enough conversions. You may not reach a good amount of audience just because you are optimizing for an event that is not tracked on iOS users because they've opted out. So you need to choose your most important events, the events you want you're going to use for your campaigns, and put them into the aggregated event measurement. This is a mistake that is usually done. A lot of advertisers didn't taken advantage of the aggregated event measurement and keeps optimizing for events that have not been prioritized, so they may not reach iOS users because they've opted out and they're not tracked. And another mistake you may want to avoid is to target micro audiences. Use a broader targeting. Stop targeting super small audiences because it can be not that effective and you are giving too many constraints to the machine learning system. So avoid micro audiences, audiences made by just few thousands people, unless you are retargeting, you are remarketing people. And in that case, it makes sense because you are retargeting a small but very qualified audience. But as you are targeting a core audience, a cold audience, you may want to let the system have enough room in order to find the most performing audience. Avoid over fragmented budgeting. I've seen a lot of advertiser put just $2 or €2 in different ad sets, but the risk is that you may never escape the learning phase. So you are not having an advantage using the machine learning system because it never gets out the learning phase. And also avoid micro budgeting. This is because you may want the system work for you, not against you. Think in terms of how does the meta advertising system works. As it's machine learning based, it needs room. It needs enough room in order to find people more likely to convert. And you may want to leave enough room, enough liquidity to the system to achieve the results you are optimizing for. Also, take in mind that it doesn't look for quality results unless you're optimizing for conversions, for have the best return on investment, quality main goals. Usually, it's looking for performances like conversion, clicks and video views and stuff like this. So, having this in mind, that's why you should be mostly looking for conversions. Of course, you are going to run campaigns aiming for interactions, for engagement, it's the top funnel, okay? It works, but they shouldn't be your main focus. You may want quality results. So that's why you have to use mainly conversions campaign. And on the other side, talking about conversions, ask yourself, in order to reach at least 50 conversions per week per ad set, how much budget do I need? What kind of conversion should I optimize for? In order to escape the learning phase, which is the phase where the system is trying to understand which placement, which audience, which creative is working better in order to achieve your results. You may want to escape this phase and go to a more linear performance over time. You need at least 50 conversions per week per ad set. So ask yourself, how much budget do I need to reach this result? You may want to have this in order to have the best performance for your campaigns. And if you cannot reach 50 conversions per week, for instance, you may want to optimize for purchase, but it would be not that, it's not sustainable to optimize your campaign for 50, your ad set for 50 purchases per week, because it would be too expensive. Think about the next occurring event you can optimize for, the more occurring events you can optimize for. It could be view content, it could be add to cart, but this is the point. You want to get out of the learning phase in order to use the system at its best. So in order to do that, you need 50 conversions per ad set per week. And you may want to optimize your campaign for that, in order to achieve that results and have the system working for you. My sixth advice is to use more native custom audiences. Native custom audiences are those not affected by cookie, progressive deprecation, and the iOS update. Native audiences are audiences, first-party audiences from Facebook. The audience you can create through the Instagram account, through the Facebook page. You can create an audience based on people that engage with your page in the last 300 days. You can create an audience based on the video views. You may do that going into your business suite or business manager, searching for audiences. Then you click on the create new, and there you will find custom audiences, and there you will find what we see in this screenshot. You can create first-party audiences. And these audiences are not affected by the cookie deprecations or the iOS update. So they are not lower in volume. They are very good to be used. You can use them in order to nurture your campaigns as the beginning for your top of funnel campaigns, in order to create an evergreen campaign. So for instance, you may create a subscribe to our newsletter campaign, or targeted to people that engaged with your Facebook page but didn't subscribe yet to your newsletter. You can create a campaign aiming to bring some traffic to your website, targeting people that engaged with your Instagram account, or with video, the native video you shared on Facebook and Instagram, and so on, and there nurture your audiences. On the other side, pay attention to this. Just diversify your strategy. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't focus just on one kind of campaign, just on retargeting campaign, or just on the bottom of the funnel campaign. Let's create your funnel. Let's start from the beginning with some evergreen campaigns. Something like the top of funnel campaign, which is aiming to bring engagement to your accounts on Facebook and Instagram, traffic and stuff like this. The middle of funnel campaign, so you can have traffic to the website, leads. Maybe you can remarket people that has been engaged with your Facebook page with some lead generation campaign, and then the bottom of funnel campaigns that are aiming for purchases, quotes, and stuff like that. The point is to diversify. Don't just run one campaign. Don't run campaign just from time to time. You need to be present on social media, and at the same time nurture your audiences. Take them by the hand and bring them from the awareness phase to the conversion phase. And this is another, last but not least, advice. Let's convert and scale with lookalike audiences. This is a real campaign coming from one of my last conversion purchase aimed campaigns, and it's all focused on lookalike audiences. They look well, they work great. So test them, not just to scale. You can use them to scale, but also to convert, especially if you're running impulse buying campaign, if you're selling low ticket campaign, because it's easier to convert someone on first place if you are selling something with a big offer, or it's whether it's a low budget product or service, but test them with lookalike audiences. In this campaign, the one you are seeing here, you're watching on your screen, I've run a small campaign. This was just the very beginning, targeting a lookalike audience based on who has been engaged with my page, 1%. Another one was based on who purchased on the website through the pixel. Another one was based on people that on a file, on a CSV file, I upload my previous clients, and I run this campaign budget optimization. And as you can see here, it works really good in terms of return on investment, advertising investment. Also, the budget has been automatically put by Facebook on the best performing ad set, which is the last one, that led to 37 adds to cart and 22 website purchases. So the return on investment is on advertising investment is 9.6, which is pretty good in this business. And it's something you may want to test. Test lookalike audiences based on different sources. It could be your traffic on the website, it could be conversions, it could be your customer database, as I did before. Keep in mind that you can create value-based lookalike audiences, uploading the value, the customer lifetime value of your customers. So this is something very valuable in order to have the system to try to find people more likely to spend more in your campaigns, and use them to scale your campaign. Use them for your middle of funnel campaign in order to have more traffic, qualified traffic, in order to have more leads, more purchases, and so on. So these are the highlights of this speech. Running Facebook advertising has changed, and it's not gonna turn back. We need to embrace the change. We need to understand that we have new tools at this time. We need to implement the conversion API. We need to use wisely the aggregated event measurement settings. And we need to work with the machine learning system as everything is becoming more and more automated. Facebook is rolling out, I don't know if you heard about Meta Advantage, which is a new platform, a new meta platform where we will be able to use a lot of more automated tool in order to optimize our campaigns. But this is where we are going to more automated tool and more expansion in order to achieve more results easily. Are Metapixel and Conversion API correctly implemented? Check it now. And also check the aggregated event measurement settings. Is the order in terms of priority the right one? Did you set up the right events in your aggregated measurement settings? Are you optimizing your campaign for events that you put into the priority in aggregated event measurement settings in order to avoid reaching iOS users and target and track conversions coming from iOS users? Let's use first-party custom audiences for first-party meta custom audiences in order to achieve more results, like people engaged, people that engage with the shopping page, or videos that we put straight directly on Facebook, and so on. And develop and test an evergreen funnel. Don't just put all your eggs into one basket. Try to create different campaigns, test and reiterate what works, and most of all, diversify your budget. And this is the last but not least advice: test lookalike audiences in order to scale your campaigns. Test different sources in order to see which one leads to better results. Hope it's been helpful for you. I would love to have your feedback. So please write me a direct message on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, wherever you want. As you have any questions, I would love to answer to you. So just tap it down and I will answer as soon as I can. So it's been a pleasure to be with you today and have a nice day. Bye.